I'll never forget the night that broke me. It was April 17th, 2019, my friend Melissa's engagement party in Cleveland, Ohio. The music was blasting, people were laughing, and everyone seemed so alive. I hadn't been to a party in years, but she begged me to come. "Please, Rachel, just one night. Let loose," she said. So I went. I wore the only black dress I had that still fit, size 24, and I prayed no one would notice how tight it was around my arms. I stood near the back, sipping soda, pretending I was comfortable. Then the DJ played my favorite song, an old 2000s throwback, and Melissa shouted, "Rachel, come dance with us." For a second, I thought, maybe I could. Maybe no one would care. So I walked out onto the floor, heart pounding, my 286-pound body heavy with every step. I tried to move with the beat, tried to forget myself, and then I heard it, snickering, whispering. One guy actually laughed out loud. "Look at her," he shouted. I froze. My cheeks burned. My whole body locked up. People weren't dancing anymore. They were watching me struggle to move, sweat dripping down my forehead, my arms jiggling in ways I couldn't control. I smiled nervously, pretending it didn't matter, but inside, I was dying. I excused myself, rushed to the bathroom, locked the stall, and cried until my mascara ran down my cheeks. My chest hurt so badly, from embarrassment, from shame, from sheer exhaustion of living this way. And in that moment, I whispered to myself, if I can control my mind, truly control it, then my weight loss is only a matter of time. That night, something broke inside me, but something else, something stronger, was born. My name is Rachel Miller. I'm 32 years old now, but back then I was 27. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, the oldest of 3 sisters. My dad drove trucks, my mom worked in a diner, and food was always everything. Birthdays meant pizza and cake. Friday nights meant burgers and milkshakes. Stress meant late-night ice cream. Happiness meant takeout. Food wasn't fuel in our house. It was comfort, celebration, medication. By high school, I was already over 200 pounds. Kids teased me, but I laughed it off. College was worse. I studied nursing but dropped out after 2 years. I told people it was because of money. But the truth was, I hated the way I looked in scrubs. At 25, I weighed 286 pounds. I avoided mirrors. I avoided photos. I wore black hoodies in the middle of July because I couldn't bear my own reflection. My body was breaking down. My knees ached constantly. I had acid reflux so bad it woke me up at night. My doctor warned me about borderline diabetes, fasting blood sugar at 118, cholesterol at 240. Relationships? Non-existent. I'd been on 2 dates in 5 years, both ending with the same rejection. "You're sweet, but I'm just not feeling it." Translation: "You're too fat." My friends stopped inviting me hiking, shopping, even brunch because they knew I'd say no. I stayed home, binge-watching shows with bags of chips, convincing myself I was fine. But I wasn't fine. I was slowly disappearing, not in size, but in spirit. That night at Melissa's party was my final straw. I remember sitting in my car afterward, hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. I didn't even start the engine. I just sat there, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror. Puffy face, double chin, eyes red from crying, mascara streaks. And I thought, this can't be my life. This can't be who I am forever. I went home, stripped off that dress, and stood in front of the mirror in just my bra and underwear. It was the first time in years I forced myself to really look. My stomach hung over. My thighs rubbed raw. My arms sagged. I weighed myself 286.4 pounds. I grabbed a notebook, the same one I used to jot down grocery lists, and I wrote in big shaky letters, "I will change, I promise myself." The next morning, I made an appointment with Dr. Harris, my primary care doctor. When I walked in, she looked over my chart and sighed gently. "Rachel, you're young, but your numbers aren't. If you don't change, diabetes, hypertension, and joint damage are not just possibilities. They're guarantees." Her words were like knives. But then she added softly, "You can do this. But you need to take it seriously, starting today." That night, I sat on my bed, notebook open, and mapped out my plan. Step 1, food. No more fast food. No more late-night binges. Step 2, move, even if it's just walking. Step 3, accountability. I'd track everything. Weight, meals, workouts, even how I felt. I knew it wouldn't be easy. I'd failed diets before. But this time I wasn't chasing skinny. I was chasing life, and I promised myself, no matter how many times I stumbled, I wouldn't quit. My first week was brutal. I started by cutting soda, just that one thing. Instead of 3 cans a day, I switched to water. I got headaches, cravings so strong I thought I'd snap. My body begged for sugar. I bought a food scale, downloaded my FitnessPal, and logged every bite. The first day I was horrified. 200 calories. No wonder I was gaining weight. So I set a goal, 800 calories. High protein, lots of veggies. Breakfast, scrambled eggs with spinach. Lunch, grilled chicken salad. Dinner, salmon with broccoli. Snacks, Greek yogurt, almonds. By day 3, I felt weak, cranky, like my body was rebelling. And it was. Years of junk food don't disappear in 72 hours. Exercise? Oh God. I walked 1 mile around the block and thought I was going to die. My lungs burned, my calves screamed. I kept checking my watch, begging for it to be over. But when I finished, sweaty and gasping, I smiled. Because I did it. At the gym, I felt like an imposter. Everyone looked toned, confident. I stuck to the treadmill, eyes glued to the floor. One guy smirked as I struggled to adjust the machine, and humiliation washed over me. But I stayed. 30 minutes. That was my victory. I weighed in weekly. Week 1, 4 pounds. Week 2, 3 pounds. Week 3, nothing. I sobbed that night, convinced it wasn't working. But then on week 4, I lost 2 pounds and I noticed something strange. My jeans felt looser. Just a little. And that tiny win lit a spark. Every morning, I followed my little routine. Water first, 5 minutes of journaling, and yes, before breakfast, I took something that gave me surprising energy. I won't say what yet, but I'll tell you this. It helped me push through cravings and gave me focus when I needed it most. Slowly, the fog lifted. Slowly, I began to believe. The first time I really ran, I cried. It was September 2019. I'd lost 32 pounds by then. I stepped on the treadmill, usually my safe zone for walking, and thought, what if I tried? So I did. Just 30 seconds. My legs shook, my lungs screamed, but I kept going. I ran for 1 full minute before hitting stop. And when I did, I burst into tears. Because for the first time in years, I didn't feel broken, I felt powerful. Little by little, my mindset shifted. I wasn't punishing myself anymore. I was proving myself wrong. I started meal prepping every Sunday. Chicken, rice, veggies in containers lined up like soldiers in my fridge. I repeated affirmations. Discipline beats motivation. Progress, not perfection. My friends noticed, Rachel, you look different, happier. The scale said 240, then 220, then 110. The first time I zipped up an old size 16 pair of jeans, I stood in front of the mirror, running my hands over my waist, laughing and crying at the same time. Compliments came from strangers. My coworkers asked if I'd done something new. For the first time, I walked into a room without shrinking inside myself. And I realized the real transformation wasn't my body, it was my mind. By early 2020, I had lost 60 pounds. The number on the scale read 226, and for the first time in my adult life, my doctor smiled at me. Rachel, your blood pressure is normal. Your cholesterol is dropping. You're no longer pre-diabetic, Dr. Harris said, handing me the report. I stared at the paper like it was a miracle. And in a way, I'll never forget the day I went shopping for new clothes. I walked into Old Navy, nervous, automatically reaching for size 20s. The saleswoman smiled politely and said, "Sweetie, those will fall off you. Try the 14s. I laughed, embarrassed, but I tried them. And when that zipper slid up easily, I just stood there in the fitting room, staring at myself in disbelief. I texted a photo to Melissa, the same friend whose party had humiliated me. She replied in all caps, "Oh my God, you look incredible." That was the first time I let myself feel proud. My workouts transformed too. At first, the gym was torture. Now it became therapy. I discovered weightlifting, deadlifts, squats, presses, and the strength I never knew I had. I joined a local women's group for a charity 5K walk. I didn't think I'd finish, but not only did I finish, I jogged across the finish line. My mom cried when she saw me, screaming, "That's my daughter!" At family gatherings, people whispered, "Rachel looks amazing." Relatives who once gave me pitying glances now asked me for advice. It was strange, almost bittersweet, but empowering too. And then came the wedding. In August 2021, Melissa finally got married. This time, when the DJ played a song and people rushed to the dance floor, I didn't hesitate. I danced. Not awkwardly, not self-consciously, but with joy, with freedom. And instead of laughter, I heard cheers. People clapped, smiling, because now I was alive, glowing, unapologetic. That night I realized something important. I wasn't the same girl they laughed at 2 years earlier. I was a woman who had fought, who had clawed her way back from the brink, who had shed not just pounds, but shame. By the end of 2021, I weighed 188 pounds. 98 pounds gone, and a whole new life gained. Looking back, I don't hate the old me. For a while I did. I'd look at old photos, see the double chin, the heavy arms, and feel disgust. But now, I look with compassion. That girl was hurting. She was lonely, scared, hiding behind food because she didn't know another way to cope. She wasn't lazy or weak. She was just lost. And the truth is, the journey wasn't magic. It wasn't a miracle pill or overnight success. It was slow, brutal, messy. I had setbacks, weeks where I binged pizza, skipped workouts, cried on the bathroom floor. But every time I slipped, I chose to stand back up. That's the difference, not perfection, consistency. I wrote everything down, every pound, every meal, every walk. My notebook became my lifeline. And sometimes on the hardest days, I'd flip back and remind myself how far I'd come. The biggest lesson: discipline beats motivation. Motivation fades, discipline stays. There were countless days I didn't feel like it, but I did it anyway, and that's what changed me. And yes, I'll admit, I had a secret weapon. Every morning before breakfast, I took a natural supplement that gave me focus, curbed my cravings, and fueled my workouts. It wasn't a miracle, but it gave me an edge. Combined with eating clean and moving daily, it kept me going when willpower felt impossible. Now when I see the old Rachel in my mind, I don't feel shame. I feel gratitude. Because without her struggle, I wouldn't know this strength. Today I weigh 188 pounds, but the number is just part of the story. I wake up early, stretch, lace up my sneakers, and walk 3 miles as the sun rises. I smile at the sky, breathe deep, and whisper thank you. I play tag with my nieces without getting winded. I run upstairs without grabbing the railing. I travel, and for the first time, I don't worry about fitting in the airplane seat. I look people in the eye, I laugh loudly. I wear bright colors, not just black. Most importantly, I live. And if you're listening to my story right now, maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you're where I was, hiding, hurting, feeling like change is impossible. But let me tell you the truth. It is possible. You don't need perfection. You don't need to be anyone else. You just need one decision, one step, one promise to yourself. If I, a girl who once cried in a bathroom stall because people laughed at her, can lose 98 pounds and rebuild her life, so can you. I'm not special. I'm not gifted. I'm just stubborn. I refuse to quit. And if you refuse to quit too, your transformation will come. So please don't wait for the perfect Monday. Don't wait for the perfect diet. Don't wait for someone else's approval. Start now. Drink water. Take a walk. Write down your promise. And every morning do your routine. Eat smart. Move your body. Use the right tools. Watch yourself change. Because one day you'll look back, like I'm doing now, and you'll barely recognize the person you used to be. And instead of shame, you'll feel pride. I dance now, I laugh now, I live now, and so can you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more true transformation stories. And if you're serious about transforming your health, remember this. Lasting change starts with mastering your mind, eating smart, moving daily, and using the right proven supplements. Our website, weightlossspeech.com, is packed with science-backed diet plans, powerful workouts, and supplement tips to help you reach your goals faster. This is Rachel Miller's story, And maybe, just maybe, the start of yours too.